Hey y'all, this is my last video and I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Um, this is Iyanla Fix My Life, Fix My Dependent Sister. There are two sisters. One is named Sharice, the other one is named Andrea. They live in Detroit. Okay, y'all, this episode was so deep. Like I was fighting tears, like it was so deep. um it really was. Pretty much what happened, their mother, they never said the mother's name. Their mother was a crackhead and she had Andrea when Sharice was about 7 or so, about 7 or 8. And pretty much from the time she had Andrea, she gave her to Sharice and was like, this is your baby to take care of. So Sharice said that she had to learn how to cook. She had to learn how to wash clothes because she had to take care of her little sister, Andrea. They lived like that for years because it said that, well, I wouldn't say from the time she was born, but she said from the time she was like 3 or 4. They lived like that until Sharice was like 13 and Andrea was like 7 or 8, and Child Protective Services stepped in and they took Sharice, her biological father's mother and father, so her biological grandparents on her father's side stepped in and said, hey, we're going to take her, we're going to raise her. Nobody at the time stepped in for Andrea, and she had to stay with the mother for another year. After that year, her biological father took her. So they have two different fathers, and they were so they were separated for some years, and got back together. Now at this point, Sharice has contacted the show because Andrea is pretty much an alcoholic. She's an alcoholic. She is pretty much a child. Both of these women are grown. They're both adults, but Andrea does not conduct herself as an adult. She lives with Sharice for free. She works at Sharice's salon. She takes pretty much all of her money from the salon and she gets drunk with it. And Iyanla started off with Sharice, and she's like, okay, well, tell me your story. She told her the story, and she was like, well, why do you allow your sister to do this? And she's like, well, it's always just being me and her. I ain't never really had nobody else, which I don't believe that, and it comes out towards the end. But that's what she said in the beginning, like it's always just been me and her, and that's my sister. I always, it was always my responsibility to take care of her, and I feel like it's still my responsibility. And the young is like, well, if you don't let her grow up and become an adult, she's as long as you always taking care of her, she's gonna keep taking advantage of that. We found out that Sharice is engaged. Her fiance lives in Chicago, but she won't leave Detroit because she doesn't want to leave her sister. Okay, so we finally go to talk to Andrea, and she pretty much says that she just has, she drinks, but she doesn't drink that much. She don't have really no problem. So Iyanla showed her the videos that Sharice recorded, and Andrea was so drunk that she don't even remember none of this. And she finally admits to herself, y'all, I felt so bad for her because she finally admits to herself, and she said it out loud, that she has a drinking problem, that pretty much she's an alcoholic. And Iyanla was like, well, how does that make you feel? And she started crying, and she said, I never wanted to be an addict like my mother. And that was deep, y'all. I mean, it was really, really deep. Yeah, it was deep. She, throughout the episode, Because I'm gonna skip around. I'm just gonna skip to the meat and the potatoes of it. They finally come together and they're doing like not this is before they even did the intervention. They're just talking, and Sharice lets Andrea know that she's pretty much putting her life on hold. She was accepted into graduate school. She didn't go because she didn't want to leave Andrea. And Sharice has some resentment towards Andrea that she didn't go to graduate school. She resents her sister. She resents her sister for constantly having to take care of her. Well, Andrea, she lets it be known that she resents Sharice for leaving her. And even Iyanla was like, but you understand that your sister was a child herself. She was 13 years old. She didn't have no say so where she was going, let alone what was going to happen to you. And Andrea was like that during that year that Sharice was gone, a lot of bad stuff happened to her. She was raped. Her mother would leave her for 2 weeks at a time with no food, which y'all, I understand this was back in the day, because now whether somebody step in and take the child, a family member or not, if it's not a good situation for the child, they just not gonna let the child stay here. So that was mind blowing to me that it is that different. Things was that different back in the day, but just because nobody stepped in and took this child, they let her stay with a crackhead who was not taking care of her, who would leave her for 2 weeks at a time with no food. And it's like Andrea, she blamed Sharice for all of that. Then she said that there was an incident where the mother, a group of people, I think, I'm not really clear about that, they beat the mother up really bad. They burned her with knives, with forks that they had, heated up with fire. They burnt her skin and they threw her out of a window. They never told what happened to the mother. They never did. It was deep when Iyanla told them that she was the baby sister, but her older brother was an alcoholic and he was a drug addict, and he OD'd, and she took care of him to the day he died. Y'all, it was so deep, and it was for so many reasons, because while the episode was playing, I thought about my mother, and I thought about just always having, because Sharice was like, I have a sense of responsibility, and her fiance was telling you don't have to be Superwoman, you don't have to do it all. And y'all, it's so crazy that's even when my husband and I were just best friends, that's something that he would tell me, you don't have to do it all. Because my mother would get sick. I mean, no, she wasn't no crackhead or nothing like that, but she had health problems. She would get sick, and it was like I had a big responsibility, and I have brothers, and it's like, I was an enabler. I know I was an enabler, especially to my younger brother, which, I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I thank God that he has come a long way. He works now, he takes care of himself now, but for years, I mean, you might as well say I took care of him, because I was taking care of my mother, and by default, he was there. So for me, like, it wasn't somebody's an alcoholic or somebody's a drug addict, but it was so many aspects of the episode that I could honestly relate to. Andrea got to a point where she was upset. She was like, oh, I feel like everybody's down on me. I feel like all that was fear. And I really, really like the fact that Iyanla was like, look, it's some stuff that I can't do, and, because that woman needs help. She needs serious help. And they did an intervention. She was scared. Y'all, I mean, seriously, I was about to cry when she was hugging her sister goodbye. Like, it was so deep. Like, and even Sharice at one point was like, I don't know what to do without my sister. They are so codependent on each other. You know, I just can relate to what, I can relate because up to the point my mother passed, it's just that sense of responsibility. Like, you have to be the one to take care of the person. Like, and I would say it again, it was no like, oh, my mother was not a crackhead or nothing like that, but it was her, she was sick and stuff, and it's like, you feel like, you have to take care of the person. And so it wasn't nothing like destructive that she was doing, but I really could just relate to that sense of responsibility, and that sense of guilt. Because when we finally moved here, when my husband joined the military, and we finally moved here and we left our hometown, I was guilty. I felt a lot of guilt. I did. I felt guilt because I was like, oh, we're living good, everything's good, but I left my mother, and yeah. So this episode, even though my situation is completely different, it wasn't a sister, it wasn't a case of someone is an alcoholic or anything like that, I still relate to it, and it was a deep episode. It was. In the end, it did say that Andrea did go to counseling. She did go to a 90-day treatment. She stayed the whole time. Sharice is finally ready to move to Chicago to be with her fiance and marry him. When they say next year, I'm assuming they're talking about 2016. It was just, y'all, it was just good. It was good, but it was sad. It was so sad. It was sad because I really felt for Andrea, because she was a beautiful woman to me. Really pretty. She was a pretty woman to me, but life had, beat her down, and I felt bad for Sharice because she was kind of in a situation of, she was really guilty because her father's side of her family came and got her. So yes, she experienced a lot of bad stuff, but she was shielded from a lot of stuff that unfortunately Andrea had to go through once she wasn't there. And I feel like it's going to take prayer. It's going to take more counseling I feel like for them to honestly forgive each other. Andrea's resentment of Sharice is misguided because, like Iyanla told her, Sharice was a child herself. So she didn't choose to leave her. She didn't choose to leave Andrea. She had no choice. Now, Sharice, her resentment towards Andrea is somewhat self-inflicted because she resents her she says, well, I could have done more in life, but I wasn't because I'm stuck taking care of my little sister. But you're choosing to do that. So you can't 100% resent her. You need to forgive yourself because, you have some resentment, but it's really like, hey, I'm the person who made the choice not to go to graduate school. Yes, I understand. I was saying I'm taking care of my sister, but at the end of the day, it was my decision. Next week, I'm not sure. It's going to be a mother that's really not taking care of her child. That's pretty much leaving her sister and her mother to take care of the child. So I think that's going to be good. But y'all, last night's episode, it was good. It at times it was hard for me to watch because I honestly related to it so much. Like I will keep saying, not the drugs and all that aspect, but that responsibility aspect that put your life on hold. And I did it for years. I did. I can honestly say I did it for years. Um, if my mother was still living, I was willing to put my life on hold again. Because I did it in the end. When she just really got sick and it was, almost time for her to pass, I did it. So yeah, y'all, it's hard. It's hard. It was hard for me to watch it because I really could understand where she comes from, where she's like, she feels a responsibility for her sister and she's guilty, and that's, I don't know what it is. It's just ever since I was a little girl, I've always had a sense of responsibility, a want to take care of my mother, even before my mother got in bad health. Like, my great aunt, and I've said this in a video, my great aunt, and this last thing I'm gonna say, y'all, my grandfather's sister, she still tells the story of when I was a little bitty girl, I said I was never gonna move out from with my mother. I was gonna always live with my mother. I was gonna get me a job. I was gonna get a job, and I was gonna take care of my mama for my whole life. And I was a child, like a little girl, probably about 5 or 6. I don't know what it is, but I've just, it was never a burden, but I've just always had that going all the way back to when I was a little girl. So this episode was hard because I felt Sharice. I felt her position. I felt where she was at. You know what I'm saying? I really could. I could feel where she was at. You want to do more, but at the same time, you don't, because you don't want to feel like you're leaving somebody behind, or you don't want to feel like, oh, if I walk too far from them, they're gonna fall. And what if I'm not there to catch them? But as always, y'all, I do thank y'all for watching. I'm going to run now. Oh, I didn't do it. This is what's on my nails. I didn't even make a what's on my nails video. I'm about to go out here. Bring Tika in. She has been outside. When I came home from church, I changed clothes real quick, took her outside, and came in and just started doing these videos. So she's been outside while I've been doing them. I have to go to the commissary. Because my husband's been gone. I haven't really grocery shopped or nothing, because I'm not gonna cook a whole meal if he's not here. So y'all, I know this sounds bad, but I'm ready to cook. I'm excited about cooking. But that's all, y'all. I do thank y'all for watching. I will be uploading these today, Sunday. What's today? The 18th. So yeah, hopefully they'll all upload today. If not, they'll be uploaded by morning. Let me say this, because somebody watched they have deleted the comment. It threw me off, honestly, because I'm like, did you not watch the episode, or did you not watch my review? Iyanla Fix My Life, this is a review. These are my thoughts. This particular show, this particular one was really emotional for me. But the one with the pastors that won't download, somebody made a very negative comment and was like, oh, I'm judging them, which I wasn't. Before I judge somebody, I need to look at myself, and I need to lose weight. Clearly it's a treadmill right here behind me, so nobody has to tell me I need to lose weight. They were really harsh to me, and I'm like, and I responded, and I'm like, well, hey, thank you for the criticism, because I am my own critic. I am my own worst critic. I know what I need to do. But it threw me off, because I'm like, so them saying, oh, I need to lose weight, that didn't bother me. But the criticism that they had on my review, because it was like I was criticizing the men for being homosexual, and I wasn't. Nowhere in the video do I say that at all. I actually praised one guy, Minister Derek. It was Mitchell who I had the damn problem with, the one who was lying to his wife. and cheating on his wife, he the one that I had a problem with, clearly. And it was not because he was gay. I mean, it wasn't specifically because he was gay. It was because he lied to the girl. He knew he was gay before he married that woman. But yeah, y'all. So again, Iyanla, fix my life. These are I'm just telling you what happens in the video. And I'm giving my thoughts. It just so happens that this particular episode hit home for me. It did. It really, really hit home for me. That's it. But as always, y'all, I gotta hurry up. Because, I don't want to. I have so much stuff to do, y'all. I do. I have some decorating projects that I want to try to get done. Some mason jars and stuff. So, but as always, y'all, I do thank y'all for watching. As always, I didn't delete the person's comment that did the negative comment. I didn't delete it. They deleted it after I responded to them. I mean, and I wasn't rude or anything to them. I mean, hell, I know I need to lose weight. But I don't know, y'all. It just threw me off. Like, because I'm a nice person. I'm a really, really nice person. I'm not rude to anybody. Yeah. It threw me off, y'all. I'm sorry. It did. But that's all, y'all. Let me close this video. Thank y'all for watching.